NBC News is reporting exclusively that the Trump administration is now launching a global campaign to stop countries around the world from criminalizing homosexuality, especially countries where being gay can lead to the death penalty. U.S. Ambassador to Germany Richard Grenell, the highest profile openly gay person at a high rank in the Trump administration, is leading this effort, kicking off tonight in Berlin. It is aimed initially at Iran, which reportedly executed a young gay man recently. Joining me now from Berlin, NBC national political reporter Josh Lederman, who broke this story. Josh, you win the backdrop competition today there in front of the Brandenburg Gate. Tell me about what propelled this. Why did Rick Grenell take this on?
Well, Andrea, here in Berlin tonight, Rick Grenell will be kicking off this campaign that involves a lot of other U.S. embassies as well as the State Department's bureau that deals with human rights issues to try to get countries that still outlaw homosexuality to change their laws. What led to this? Well, one major thing was the reported recent hanging of a young gay man in Iran, something that U.S. officials found to be quite disturbing, and they wanted to take action against this. Of course, this plays right into the Trump administration's strategy to try to isolate Iran, denigrate Iran, and it helps the Trump administration find a point of agreement with European countries about Iran that has been quite lacking as the administration has been trying but failing to get European countries to leave the Iran nuclear deal and to reimpose sanctions.
Now, they're taking it on primarily, as you point out, because of Iran. It's an egregious case of human rights abuse. What about Saudi Arabia? What about the UAE? What about Pakistan, other U.S. allies, particularly Saudi Arabia, where the monarchy has not responded to human rights problems?
That's the big question, Andrea. Of course, U.S. officials say that they are aware that they are going to have to be consistent in their push on this, that they're going to have to call out countries that are close U.S. allies, Saudi Arabia, the United Arab Emirates, Egypt, and others that still have laws that are used to penalize homosexuals. And this really comes at a time that the administration is pushing to try to unite those countries along with Israel to form an axis against Iran. Unclear whether calling out countries that still have these laws is going to make it harder, is going to upset some of those countries. We know countries like Saudi Arabia in particular really don't like to be called out for their human rights record. But this is something that, at least for now, the administration says that it's going to push anywhere in the world, some 70 countries that still have laws that criminalize homosexuality.
And, of course, there is a sort of a conflict here with some other administration policies, such as the transgender ban in the military.
That's right. The Trump administration has a mixed record when it comes to gay rights. Of course, in his acceptance speech at the Republican National Convention, the president became the first president in a Republican nominee to bring up gay rights. He said he's fine with same-sex marriage. But on the other hand, the administration has taken some actions to scale back workplace protections for gays and lesbians, as well as to enact the president's ban on transgender people serving openly in the military.
Hey there, I'm Chris Hayes from MSNBC. Thanks for watching MSNBC on YouTube. If you want to keep up to date with the videos we're putting out, you can click subscribe just below me or click over on this list to see lots of other great videos.